getting into the cage with Ricky here from Kung Fu Factory, and he's here to talk about Supremacy MMA, the new challenger on the block, so to speak.
That's right, that's right. We're going to take on some of the big boys.
So what are you doing differently in order to compete with EA Sports and THQ on this one?
Sure, I think we're doing a lot differently. I think we're focusing on not simulating the sport itself, but making a fun game. And we think we're being really authentic to a lot of the styles and how you would actually play those, but we're making it a lot more intuitive in terms of how you utilize the controls and how you move and progress through the game, in addition to going back to the roots of the sport and where it all began. So we're not as bound by rules in some of the environments that we've got and have a no-holds-barred feeling there.
So in terms of controls, what are you aiming for, and can you give us any examples of how it's different?
Yeah, I think what we can say right now at this point is we're not relying too much on gimmicky type of acronyms and the analog stick. We're really going for a nice, easy, intuitive feeling and response, with buttons being where they should be, and playing more with the buttons and doing some stuff on the analog control, but putting fighting strikes where they should be, the ground gameplay where it should be, and making it feel really responsive and fast. And we'll obviously be revealing all the controls and things we're doing pretty soon. We think once people actually pick it up and play it, they'll see right away the difference between our game and any of the others.
And you don't have any license or anything like that, as far as I understand it. What kind of freedoms that allow you? Yeah,
it's a great thing. I mean, we're really unrestricted in everything that we can do. The objectives of a license sometimes, no matter who they are, they may have political objectives, they may have objectives of larger brand where they're trying to appeal or get sanctioned somewhere, and live TV constraints. We don't have any of those constraints, so sometimes with those, gameplay comes second. So for us, gameplay comes first, and we're worried less about any kind of political agenda or trying to please somebody. We're trying to make a great game, while all of us at the team being fans of the sport. Some of us train and have been doing it for years, so we really have a good feeling of what we think we want and what other people want in this sport, and we're trying to be true to that.
So in terms of the game and modes and things like that, will there be a storyline to follow, or will you just have a sports career, or what are you aiming for?
Sure, we're not talking too much about the different modes that we're doing. I can say we'll have single player, we'll have multiplayer, we'll definitely have versus, we'll definitely have online, and a lot of the things that you'd expect. Online's been built from the ground up. In a game like this, a fighting game in particular, there's lots of complaints that happen when you go online, desyncing issues, cheating, people dropping out, and we thought about that from the very beginning. So we think we know what we're doing when it comes to that, and making sure that that's a great experience as well. But lots of modes, lots of things to do.
So you're going back a little bit to the roots of MMA, where fighters came out of one style and faced off in a cage. But could you tell us a little bit how you handle the styles and what kind of styles we can expect?
Sure. Well, two of the styles I can talk about are we'll have Muay Thai and we'll have Karate. And really what we're excited about there is those will be the primary styles of a fighter, for instance. And if I'm Karate and that's my primary style and I've trained in that for years, and I go against, say, a Muay Thai guy, that's going to be much different if I'm the Muay Thai guy going against the Karate guy. And all the different permutations that happen from that gives a lot of depth and replayability to the game, and really gives you a sense of I'm learning the craft of this, and I'm learning how to really play this style and use it against my buddy or my opponent or whoever it happens to be. So, over a couple of beers, we think a lot of people are going to have a really good time playing this game by themselves, with their friends, online. It's all about having a great experience and great fun.
And we got to witness a fight here in a wooden cage, and it didn't stop until someone broke their neck or broke their knee. Or is that something that's going to be throughout the entire game, or how are you handling that?
Sure, it's a great question. Comes up a lot, and I think what the thing to focus on is anything that's ever happened in the sport we'll be treating, whether it's an injury or it's a type of move. Those are the things we're focusing on, particularly from the early days. There's been, different organizations that keep having more rules and more different types of boundaries that they place on the actual sport itself. But for a game, that's not necessarily the best thing. That being said, we're not going to do anything that hasn't happened in the sport. We're not going to go into exaggerated territories. But, you know, bad things have happened and difficult circumstances occur and people get hurt. It's a, you know, it is a martial arts after all.
Yeah, but we won't see any eye gouging and or hair pulling in it.
Well, I'm not going to talk about what we won't have and what we will have, but, you know, let your imagination run wild and we'll see what comes out.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.